for a little pile of mag! Hey guys, this is Ixzion, and welcome to that MagCast.
Woohoo!
Yay!
Yeah.
Yay!
Oh god.
We got a full house this time.
Woo!
Yes,
Get
this
hyped!
is a full-on big old house right around here.
2 kings and 3 queens.
I was thinking more like a sitcom.
As long as I'm one of the kings, sure.
Oh no, you're my queen, baby.
I got dibs.
Well, it
Okay.
works in Arkansas for you.
Oh!
Wow.
Yeah,
All right,
so you heard
all
about
right.
that, but anyway, we'll definitely touch on things like that. But yeah, this is the MagCast. We have a nice show around, and things have been happening around here lately. The first of which is going to come up after we talk to everybody about what they've been doing lately. So let's go ahead and let's see. Who hasn't been here in a while? Dre. We'll start with Dre. Dre, what have you been doing lately?
I've been working on finishing this Mario 3D World Let's Play, getting so close to the end. Right now, it's on a short break while I attempt to get around to close to 100%ing the game.
Oh, you've been trying to 100% Super Mario
Yeah.
3D World.
He
Yeah.
actually did an update video describe right before the final one he hasn't recorded yet about how he's trying to do so. How's that coming, by the way?
Rosalina's complete, Peach is complete, of course, because I used her through most of the game, and Mario is complete.
Nice.
Oh, so yeah, you're good. You're almost there.
Not counting World Crown, because obviously I
course
haven't
not.
played that yet.
Have you been getting copyrights or anything on your videos?
Yes.
Okay, that's why I haven't been able to view them at work.
Content ID matches, rather.
Well, that's
yeah.
Nintendo. They'll
Yeah,
gripe
they
at you
want
for
the money.
uploading their content to YouTube, but put the ability to upload directly from Mario Kart 8.
Well, it's more Google, but let's not get too far into that.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so that's what you've been doing, Dre. Fox, would you like to go?
Sure. Haven't been up to too much. I bought Child of Light when it came out the end of April. It's a platform-ish RPG, JRPG type of game. It's pretty cool. I like it. Been playing Alice Madness Returns the last few days, but the game decides it wants to crash in near the end of Chapter 5 all the time now.
That is very unfortunate.
Yeah, I was pretty upset and sad because I've really been enjoying the game, but now that it just keeps crashing, I'm
Man,
not
that
sure what I'm gonna do.
sucks. Well, if you really can't figure out what's going on, you should at least YouTube the rest of it. Find like a long play of Chapter 5.
Oh yeah, I plan on doing that if I can't get it to work again because I really want to see how it ends.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
But otherwise, I really haven't been up to too much.
Okay, cool. It is unfortunate about the whole not working thing.
Oh, yeah, that sucks.
Yeah,
But-
I've tried everything to fix it, but it doesn't seem like there's a clear-cut solution to anything.
That really is kind of the downside to PC gaming. On a console, you almost never have a crash because everybody has the exact same box, so you know exactly what to develop for.
Actually, that kind of reminds me, I had a similar issue long time ago with Final Fantasy VII on the PC. It would reach the cutscene where the weapons are awakened and always freeze during that cutscene. Turned out it was like corrupted or something, and I had to completely reinstall it.
I think EA was just trying to push Spicy Horse to get it out the door faster for PC, so that might be where a lot of the problems are.
Worst case scenario, maybe you can go find where your save is, back it up, uninstall, reinstall the game, and try to load your save again. Maybe that'll do something.
Yeah,
I would try that.
yeah, I've tried a few things, but I might try that.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay, so how about you, Faye? What have you been up to?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked, Ixzion.
Oh my gosh.
By the way, welcome
Gotta
back.
camp it up. Oh yeah, thank you. I was actually moving most of last week, and
I saw your
yeah,
tweets
that was
about that.
fun. What was that?
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh, I said I saw your tweets about that.
Yeah, yeah. You know, I have to complain about going up and down on the third floor with no elevator.
Yeah, I live on the third floor of my
Like,
apartment.
whoever
place.
helped
And
you
I
move
hate,
in, they love
Yeah.
you. You keep
Yeah, they
people
really do.
around.
And I hate going to the grocery store.
Yeah. See, this is why you don't go to the grocery store extra time, so you live on the third floor. It's not that you can't do it, you just don't want to.
You should move to
Lazy.
California or Seattle so you can have Amazon deliver your groceries to your door.
Dude, I totally would.
I would
And have
probably
them
pay-
do it with a drone, no less.
Yeah, I want to see that little thing just like fly in on my little porch. Just like, yeah.
Yeah,
But,
I just want them to airdrop.
I've just been playing Risk of Rain with you
Oh, yeah.
guys a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and some Path of Exile with Kajak and Lantis, and I also have Child of Light, but I was like, I can't start this until I move, so I'm gonna start that.
What'd you get it for?
PC.
Ah, I got it for the Wii U.
That's got it on Steam because it was there.
I actually like it on the Wii U because if
That's good.
I want to chill out on the bed and not have to use a monitor
Yeah.
or TV, I can just sit on the
That's
bed
what I
and play.
like about the Wii U. And I've been playing Mario Golf on the 3DS and I'm really enjoying it. And I think that's about all I've been up to. Oh, and I also updated the Seiken Densetsu 3 Let's Play that me, Lantis, and Mayokai are doing kind of off the cuff.
Oh, is that what I saw in my inbox this morning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah,
It's good stuff.
cool. I should watch it just to see how you guys are doing.
Did you just start uploading?
Yeah, the first one is up. We started this a couple weeks ago though.
Making fun of my shoes.
Mm-mm-mm.
Uh,
It's just the way it goes.
yeah.
All right, well, Lantis, you're talking. Go ahead.
Well, it's a sad, sad day, guys.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have laughed, but I know where you're going. Go ahead, please.
The new season of Path of Exile started about 3 months ago, right? And they have seasons where there are new leagues introduced that are cut off and start again, and new gameplay elements are added every new season, which is every few months. So we thought that for this season, we would try to go through the hardcore difficulty, whereas if your character dies, you're kicked out of the server and you can no longer play. Me, Mayokai, Faye, and Kajak were all doing this, and we made it, and there's 3 difficulties in the game. You have normal, you have cruel, and you have merciless. And we were going to try to get through merciless, right? So we got to the end of the normal game, everybody in tow, and then we lost Mayokai, and that sucked. But, you know, we compensated. And then here we go on cruel difficulty. Act 1, not a problem. Act 2, well, it's a different story. Like, we developed this kind of thing where, like, when we'd get a bad spawn, like a really strong creature would spawn, and we're like, I don't think we can handle this. We need to get out of here. And, you know, we've adopted this real well, so we know our limits, right? Well, we ran into a mob, and we're like, all right, let's not deal with this. So we started, you know, making our escape. Luckily, the exit was nearby, and so Kajak left, fine. Faye left, cool. I walked over to the door, clicked it, and stayed. I'm like, no, click, 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 and I got converged upon, and I died. And
this is hardcore mode where
Yeah.
your character dies and gets sent back to
Yeah.
the normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can no longer play with Faye and Kajak on the hardcore difficulty.
So we start over.
Well, no, y'all still hear your characters, and I really hope y'all see how far y'all can get. Because if y'all stopped just because of me, I'd feel awful.
Oh.
As you should.
Oh.
But yeah, Risk of Rain's also been happening. Today I bought Child of Light, so I'm going to be playing that soon.
On Steam.
Yeah, I bought it on Steam. Me
Oh,
and my wife
Steam
are going
buddy.
to play through it. Bravely Default, I'm making a little bit more progress in. Now, without being spoilery, Like, and it sucks because, K-Jack was telling me it's a good game. The battle system's great, job system great,
Right,
the story's good, but there's gonna be a moment where they're gonna introduce something to you, and it's going to change your opinion of what you think of the game, and you might not like it. I've hit that point,
Yeah, I have too.
and I kind of don't like it. That said,
Story-wise,
yeah,
or
I mean, it's just like, you're presented with this, and you figure out what you have to do. You're just like, oh, God, really? Do I gotta? For real?
oh wait, now I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, chapter 5.
Yeah.
I really need to see what's going on with that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna do it. Like the game up to this point has got me invested in such a point where I care about the job classes and my theme I've got going with the characters I got and the storyline. I'm gonna do it.
It gets really interesting though, I gotta say. At the end of chapter 5, just hang in there.
Yeah, I'm
were.
hanging. But honestly, this has been just so little of my time. Like a little bit of Path of Exile till it died, and every now and then we'll go through a round or two of Risk of Rain, and that only takes 45 minutes to an hour or so.
Right, if not shorter.
So most of my time has been taken up by video editing, but I finally got caught up and got all of that out of the way. So I'm probably going to get back on some stuff after I get done doing some more Arc Aerith work. I mentioned this in, if you go to the studio for L&E Productions, I posted not too long ago that we've made it pretty much to the end of the game as far as battle balancing goes. And that as soon as I finish it, we're going to start test playing. But like with battle balancing, I started battle balancing while SK was finishing up the dialogue for the end of the game and the endings, right? So I'm about that point in, and SK has decided he's going to go ahead and start start playtesting. So he's actually playing what could be the finished product of Arc Aerith right now. And,
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, and because he's starting that early, means that we're probably going to get it finished a little bit earlier too. So, here's hoping.
Here's hoping, maybe.
So, quarter 4 of 2015?
Right. You mean 2016, right?
Yeah.
Or 2017?
Right. Any of those.
Whichever's
That's
closer.
Acreage's window, though.
But yeah, that's
Oh,
me.
wow. I just realized what you said. Wow. Yeah, okay.
I didn't catch it, so I'll have to listen to this again.
Yeah. Well, basically she was calling out Acre Age.
Oh.
And she can call it out all she wants.
Because I like it.
Well, yeah, I like it too.
I don't.
And I have some time to talk about what I've been doing now. And it doesn't include Acre Age. Sorry to tell you.
It's surprising no one.
That's your fault,
Surprising
not
no one,
mine.
yeah. Well, anyway, what have I been doing? I got a job.
Hooray!
Congratulations.
Yay!
Yeah.
Job party.
Yeah, so I've been tired all week because they kept calling me at 7:45 every day.
In the morning or at night?
In the
morning.
Morning.
Oh.
Like, he's not used to getting up at normal human time.
Not anymore.
He
but
was on my schedule.
Yeah, I was. And it's going to come to the end in a week or so. So that's sad times. But I have been going through a lot of games now. Like I've said, I've been through Lollipop Chainsaw. I beat Shadows of the Damned. And now I have opened up and started playing The Wonderful 101.
Is it wonderful?
For Wii U. It has wonderful ideas, but it is a bit flawed. It's fun, but flawed. I can see why it didn't set anything on fire. Because the gameplay is a little difficult to grasp at first because you have to use the right control stick or the gamepad if you want to draw basic shapes in order to form your unite powers. So if you draw a circle, it's a unite fist. If you draw a straight line, it's a unite sword. And if you draw like a gun shape, like a gun shape, you unite gun.
Like an L?
Yeah, yeah, it's like it's an L from that. So that's fun. Sometimes when you're trying to draw the Unite fist as a circle, it's hard. It's a little hard with the control pad, so it doesn't get it all the way. But what I figured out though, you have to just do like a one smooth motion, just a little bit, and then just turn it, and it'll usually give you the credit. But that's not the issue. Though, like the game is fun, but it has trouble telling you what your objectives are.
That's platinum.
Well, no, not necessarily, because I've played Bayonetta and I didn't have any trouble with that.
With Bayonetta, it's a linear. You're pretty much on a linear path. You don't really need a set objective. You just get to the next point and kick whatever is in front of you till it dies.
Have you been to the point in Wonderful 101 where you have to use the gamepad to look around and move around and stuff?
Oh,
yeah,
God,
where you're inside the buildings.
Yeah, I hated that so much.
But it works so well in Other M.
Oh. What are you even talking about?
Metroid Other Moo.
Okay, so basically that is a little annoying. I can see what they were going for, but But no, the main point I was trying to make is that okay, so there was this boss battle. It's one of the first boss battles where it's like a giant robot.
You're on the baseball field, right?
No, not that one. No, it's you're actually on the giant robot, and
oh yeah,
he has like these jewels on his hand that you have to hit. Now, after I destroyed the 3 jewels, I started hitting his face because I thought that's what I need to do, and the game told me, visually, like every time he hit his face, it was flashing. So I was like, oh, I need to destroy his face. So I wailed on him for like 5 minutes straight, and like nothing was happening. I was like, what the hell is going on? And I realized I had to go across to his other fist and do the same thing over there. But that's the thing. Why in the world was I allowed to smack him in the face? Why did he even give me a like? That's very misleading. Usually, you're not able to just hit people, have it flash, and not do anything. Usually it just does nothing.
What you mean is like usually those flashes signify something's happening, right?
Yeah, exactly. You're doing something right. It's like, oh, that's what I need to do.
Like let's say in Turtles 2, where you beat up Rocksteady, he starts gradually turning redder and redder, right? Like it's indicating that something's happening.
Yeah. So what if you just kept hitting him, and he just kept flashing, and it just lasted forever? Like, what am I doing wrong?
Does he have a lot of HP? What's going on?
Yeah. So stuff like that is very confusing, and I really have to tell you before we move on that the freaking armored cannons that can accelerate fast are some of the most annoying enemies I have ever seen in a long ass time.
I know what you're talking about, man.
They can shoot you so fast, knock you down. You have 100 heroes with you most of the time. When you get hit by that, it scatters all your heroes, and you have to go and collect them because you can't make any of your shapes without them.
You have to master the dodge.
Yeah, or you have to have the Unite shield, which I didn't have at first.
What difficulty are you playing on?
Normal.
Yeah, big mistake.
Yeah, apparently so.
I'm glad I'm getting to know all this before I play.
It was my first Platinum game, and I didn't realize that they were actually really hard. And so I just was like, normal, whatever. I play on normal all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Normal is normal, right?
Normal is normal, except when it comes to this thing. And then, oh my god, those cannons. The cannons have... first, they have an armor in front of them, so you have to destroy the armor, which takes a while. Oh, and then they have they have a dash move where they just like rev up real fast and just go right into you. You try to jump and dodge, it doesn't work that much, and they can stomp on you and all this other stuff. It's so annoying.
And you're just in a shower of little people.
It's even better when they decide to team you up with 2 at the same friggin' time, man.
But what made me stop playing for a while was those tanks, but also when they're like off screen and they're firing at you and you can't see them, so you don't know where they're coming from.
Yeah, which is easier when there's 2 damn tanks. That pisses me off.
That's kind of Platinum
so
too.
Much.
Like if you play Bayonetta, you'll be
Yeah,
introduced to a new enemy, and it'd be difficult. But in the next level, it's like, all right, now there's 2 of them. Have fun. You're like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh, come on.
So that's
They're like, all right, let's get to work. Let's go.
But I will say, in 101's defense, though, that I do really like the plot. It's very Sentai-ish and tongue-in-cheek. Plus, I got to the first real boss battle, and that was very.
Oh,
unique
so
too.
you're not far.
No. I played the first 3 missions, which has a boss fight in it. So yeah. So I'm pretty decently in. Pretty decently in. It's very, very colorful, and I really do like it. And something that's colorful I don't like is Pokemon. In our first story of today.
Wow, that was a great segment. Transition.
That
Segue.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're going to be
Everyone
talking
bullshit.
about Pokemon.
Yes.
Now,
Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, which surprised everyone last week when Nintendo released a new trailer, which is not even really a trailer; it's like a teaser or an announcement trailer.
it's
by the way,
like
coming.
it's honestly, Nintendo usually doesn't do this, but I hate it when developers do non-gameplay trailers for games. Like, how are you going to make a trailer for a game and not put gameplay in it? Like, there are a few instances where it's okay,
Yeah.
like the God of War Ascensions trailer where they used the live-action thing, or the Michael trailer that Sony did. There are exceptions to the rule, but generally, if you don't put the game that the trailer is for in the trailer, then I just don't.
Well,
Yeah.
they finally released footage now, but it
So-
wasn't in the teaser.
Right.
Basically,
But let Dre go, and I'm of course maintaining order here.
Right.
well,
I am the law.
basically,
Thanks, Gavin.
all the trailer was these games exist. Here's the box art. The end.
And November 2014.
And you know what sucks? Japan gets to have colored boxes while we get a white box.
No!
Guess what? I'm gonna boycott Nintendo. It's over.
But okay, so why don't we talk about what these games were from Generation 3? How about Fox? You go ahead and talk about your experiences with
He is a Pokemon master.
Rusaw.
Okay, Ruby and Sapphire were the 3rd generation of Pokemon, which introduced the starting 3 of Torchic, Mudkip, and that green thing. I forget what his
I
Trico.
always forget the plant starter's name.
Treco.
The only green Pokemon that I started with, the leaf Pokemon I started with was or grass, whatever, was Chikorita from the 2nd generation.
Ah,
Other than that, I used fire all the time. But
really?
Plants for betas.
so
wow.
this is supposed to be like the Heart Gold and Soul Silver and the Fire Red Leaf Green thing that they
yeah,
did
this
before.
generation.
And so I'm actually pretty stoked about it because I liked the 3rd generation the best, and Emerald is my favorite. And the reason why Emerald was my favorite was because things are pretty balanced out for most of the game as far as your Pokemon and the other trainers' Pokemon and gym leaders and whatnot. The only time it gets really hard is when you get to the Elite Four in Emerald, because they're like 10 levels above you when you first get there.
Oh god.
So unfortunately you do have to grind for that, but it gives you time to look around for other types of Pokemon and whatnot to try and see what teams work better. Because in Ruby and Sapphire, when I owned Ruby before Emerald, and with Ruby, it was actually a lot easier to beat the Elite Four than it was in Emerald.
Okay.
But yeah, they're talking about they're saying a new adventure. I'm like, it's the same adventure we played through.
That blew my mind. It's not new. You cannot say that. You are not allowed to say that.
Go
If
home,
you're young-
Nintendo, you're drunk.
If you're younger than 11 or 12 years old, this is new.
Yeah.
That's good.
Dre, you've had experiences with Pokemon.
Indeed, I have.
Please.
Well, interestingly, even though this is Fox's favorite generation, to me it was actually the most disappointing generation.
You
Oh,
suck.
no, you didn't.
Ooh, we
We're
gonna
gonna
throw
have a fight.
down.
We're gonna have a Pokemon battle.
Just don't
Basically,
accuse me. I'm the worst Pokemon, apparently.
yeah. Well, basically, Generation 2 is my favorite. Gold, Silver, and Crystal especially because of the extras that they had in that. But what impressed me about Generation 2 was all the features that they introduced. Like, they had it was the first Pokemon game where they had a day and night system. And not just day and night, but it kept track of what day of the week it was, so that you'd have like different Pokemon coming out at various times of the week, various people, events during the week.
Gifts.
Another thing was it introduced like held items where you can give a Pokemon an item to hold where it uses it automatically in battle, or like special equipment sort of items that like boost certain attacks. That was pretty cool. It also introduced a phone system where it had a basic feature like a map and a radio, but more importantly, it had the ability to get phone calls from various trainers you've beaten, and you could have a rematch with them.
Fight them again. Now, Dre, you're talking about
Generation
Gold and
2.
Silver.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I'm getting to Generation 3.
Okay.
And perhaps the biggest feature in Gold and Silver was after you've gotten through the region and beaten the Elite Four, it opens up the entire region from the first game that you can play through that. So,
Yeah.
beating the
I
game,
remember
you're
that.
only halfway through the game, which was pretty cool.
Well, actually, you're not halfway through the game. It's more like 3/4 of the way through, because it's pretty quick to get through that side.
Well, statistically, you've gotten 8 badges and beaten the Elite Four. Now you're going to get 8 more badges and beat Mystery Trainer, who I shall not spoil.
Okay.
Misty.
But then we get on to Generation 3. Now, Generation 3, of course, introduced a few of its own features, like Pokemon personalities, which affected stats at random. Big deal. Pokemon had their stats randomized in the earlier games, too. It introduced, like, ability types where, like, certain fire Pokemon will actually become stronger if they're hit with fire attacks. That was actually a nice feature. It introduced double battles where you can fight 2-on-2 instead of 1-on-1. Sometimes. There were only like
Yeah.
a dozen battles or so in the entire
I was about to
game
say,
where you could do that.
Isn't it like extremely rare?
Yeah,
pretty
so
much.
interesting feature, not used near enough.
Did you talk about the traits and the personality thing? I know you mentioned something. I can't
Yeah,
remember
that's
what
what I
it was.
just talked about before the abilities.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it introduced the Pokemon Beauty Pageant. So yeah, it introduced a few things, but what disappointed me about the game was it also took away what was really cool about Gold and Silver. It no longer had the day, night, week system from before. It still had a clock, but as far as I can tell, the only thing the clock affected was when berries would grow back on trees. And it didn't have the phone system at all. It didn't have a second region to explore. Post-game content, I don't even know if there was post-game content. Maybe a tiny bit, I don't know. But overall, it was disappointing.
Okay.
I remember in Emerald, I believe you had a Pokegear thing, which you could put people's numbers in, but you have to call them for a rematch instead of them calling you.
Well,
Like,
I see it.
does the battle happen like over the phone?
No, you call them and they because they're in specific areas, so you call them and they're like, "Hey, I'm stronger. I want to do this or something," and so you go to where they're at and you fight them again, and their
So-
Pokemon are higher level.
Okay, that's cool. So this is like a Pokemon booty call.
Yeah.
Oh my.
So, Lapis, have you had any Pokemon booty calls?
I have not had any Pokemon booty calls.
Did you play Rusa?
I played Fire Red. That is the only Pokemon game I have ever played through. Right?
Wow.
It's
you
fashioned
played
after
the wrong
Generation
one.
3.
Do what? Well,
No missing number, dude.
well, the thing is, that's the only one I played through. I have tried to play several past the around there. I've tried to go back, but all right. So my opinion is going to be the minority. I know.
No,
that-
I guarantee your opinion will actually be commonly shared with the majority of Pokemon fans, even though they still buy the games.
I know. Well, the thing is, I know my views on this topic are not the best, but I don't mean any. There's no venom behind it. It's just how I see it. All right. So,
What problems do you have with Pokemon, man?
well,
Are you
I'm
a
so
Pokemon
glad that
discriminator?
you asked. Well, the thing is, I've always seen Pokemon as like the Madden of RPGs.
Wow,
It's just
that's just uncalled
Well,
for.
you do throw balls in Pokemon.
yeah, and it's just like they change like what Fox and Dre pointed out. They do change things, right? They add things, they take them away and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's still the same game, right? Like, and I went through Fire Red. I got my fill. I saw a lot of Pokemon, but and it's just I don't get anything out of playing that game again with like maybe a few features added or taken away.
Well,
basically, if you played Fire Red, you played every other Pokemon game ever made.
Well, I wouldn't exactly say that because Fire Red is a remake of the first game, and you're playing the
takes out
most
the glitches.
basic Pokemon game, pretty much.
Well, then if that's the case, any other game I played after there, it should really entice me because there's going to be new and better content. But it's just varied content. It's just
Well, you do have to kind of think about it too. Like, you'll have a camp of people that are saying they should keep changing per game, and then others that will be saying, "Hey, you should make it the same because I like it the way it is." And so,
and
you
do have to listen to people too because they do sell like 10, 12 million units every time it comes out.
yeah.
So
Well,
it's
regardless
not,
of what they do, they're still going to push those units because the name alone is huge. Like in
Well,
the world
it
of
does
gaming, you have like Mario and Sonic and freaking Pokemon is right there with them. Like that is a household name.
it does become an issue though, where if you do come up with something that's like radically different, if the fan base doesn't react very well, then you either have to scrap any new ideas that you have and just go back to what it is, or just say screw it, I'm gonna keep trying to evolve the series. And most times people are gonna back out and go back to what everybody wants.
well,
See, that's
yeah,
the
but
greatest irony about Pokemon in the Pokemon series. It
That's a lot of
doesn't
popular
evolve.
games.
Oh, God.
Well, the cartridges change, if that makes that works.
But basically, I think that we need a different line of like maybe Pokemon Mystic Quest.
Well,
it like branches off. But I want to actually know what Fayori has to say about this.
Well,
Fayore is one of the biggest Pokemon fans here, I do believe. I
Well, please.
pre-ordered Pokemon Blue when it first came out. I got the card game the first day it came out, and I had a Game Boy because at my grandparents' house, we weren't allowed to hook up consoles to the TV. They thought would break it. So, bear with me here. Back in the day, I wasn't allowed to hook up my SNES over there. So I had my Game Boy all the time with me. So I relied on the GBA and the original Game Boy a lot as a kid. And I thought the first game was super fun. I got so into it. I played through it. I remember playing it like all the time. Mm-hmm. And I also played just recently X and Y. Oh, not X and Y. I've played Y. I beat it. So,
Oh, really?
Oh, I haven't beat it
had
yet,
no
so...
yeah, I beat the Elite Four. I did it on like a whim. I didn't think I was gonna win, and I beat them by like a scrape. But I haven't been finishing Pokemon games since Silver. Like, I didn't finish Emerald. I didn't finish Diamond. Was there anything else I missed in between that might have happened till Y?
No.
Black and White.
Black and White and Black
right.
and White 2.
I own Black and Black 2, and I haven't beaten those.
So you're saying that you got Black and Black too,
Yeah.
and you didn't just like Black 1 and White 2 or mix and match? Nothing?
No.
Well,
'cause
no, the thing
my
with those
girlfriend
is they were
gets
like a
White and White
direct
2.
sequel. So it like, if you played Black 1 and then White 2, like
It would be about the same.
there would be holes.
Oh, okay.
So if you got Black 1, it would be the best move to get Black 2.
Yeah, probably. And
Uh-huh.
it took Y for me to actually beat it. And as to why, I think the 3D really does help. I really like the aspect that they added customization finally to your trainer, because online features are so huge in that game. Like, you can do, like, mystery trades where, of course, everyone screws you and gives you, like, a Pidgey for, like, whatever you put in there. And there's,
That's
like,
why
this
I
whole
don't
initiative
do
to
it.
fix that, right? And you can challenge random people to battles, and I don't recommend it because these people poop sock and they will eat your soul. They have Ev train the hell out of their Pokemon, and their one little Klefki, which is literally the new keychain fairy/steel Pokemon, will steamroll your whole team. It'll be great.
Yeah.
Well, Fairy and Steel are like two of the hardest types to really
Oh yeah,
go against because of their weaknesses and strengths.
right. I want to
Yeah,
make a Klefki monster.
Yeah, I did play a little bit of Pokemon online with that. It was a PC-based game. Like, somebody actually made a client and everything. Yeah, I got flattened because these people live and breathe Pokemon.
Right?
They train like they train them up to like
Oh, yeah.
I
They
put this one
train
in the
their
beauty
inner
pageant.
stats.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that means I get
So-
plus 2. It's like
That's poop socking and piss bottling. Just
And they breed. They do some massive effing eugenics on these things, man. They got, like, I see these pictures on the internet
oh my god.
of, like, all these things. They're trying to get shinies. They're trying to get a shiny with a perfect stat. Do you know how many
Shiny
rejects
Ponyta.
there are? Do you know how many they let
Shiny
loose the wild?
Ponyta!
shiny Ponyta.
With the perfect stats. I don't do that. I just
How do
like
you get
playing
shiny
through the game.
ghosts?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
since these new games are going to be in obviously X and Y style, I'm assuming.
I think so.
If they keep those online features, that's what makes it interesting. I love that. I love how it pops up the little custom trainer portrait of whoever is in that area. And they have a message that they can share with you, and it's worldwide, so you get a lot of Japanese, German, French, Spanish, all that good stuff, English. And that's
Oh,
really
the French
fun to me.
surrender.
Oh,
snap!
wow.
Yeah, you are right. I did get wrecked by someone from the UK. But I think that's the cool part. It's not necessarily an MMO, but you still get that interaction that people are walking through the area. And they can also give you buffs passively. Like, they can improve your catch rate, your rare Pokemon rates, your battling stats, and all this and that. So it's really cool. And I feel
Okay.
if they keep going in that direction, it will help.
Right.
Even if the core game isn't so different.
Right, but there's still some things like when Dre was talking about how in the generation that he preferred, where you get the 8, you defeat 8, and then
That
all of a
was
sudden-
actually going to be my next thing. Like, I wish that Soul Silver and Heart Gold had gotten the Pokemon X and Y treatment, and now I feel they missed the boat because they just got a remake on DS.
Well,
That
it's
makes me
not.
sad.
It didn't even get a black and white treatment. It's using the Diamond and Pearl engine.
Right, it's Diamond Pearl Engine. I own the Soul Silver.
Diamond and Pearl was like the worst generation to me, just because I
It was
tried
so
playing
boring.
I tried to play the beginning and I just got so bored within like 5
Right?
minutes. Like, this sucks.
See,
That's
is
what I
going
thought
on?
Pokemon
and that's
died.
my problem in general with all of them.
Yeah.
I
Well,
just don't know. Like, if I would have played the game and it's like, oh, by the way, do this 8 more times, I would have been no.
Oh, one more thing. I'm sorry. Pokemon Y, I felt had a super interesting story because instead of just like, yeah, I need to be the best. F all y'all. You actually, I guess they did this in Black too. In Black, because I didn't play enough of it. You have a group of friends that goes with you through the whole journey, and they all kind of grow into their own specialties. And there's
Yeah, like
also
the
this
dancing kid.
crazy dancing kid, and the actual story itself has this branch where there's like an ancient being alive in the world. It's really crazy stuff, and it feels a little bit like a show, and I like that. It was cool. It was something different.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm glad. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
But well, you need to go and move on to the next.
Yeah,
So,
I
sorry.
didn't finish yet.
Okay, hold on. What I'm gonna do is give everybody, give them a minute. Okay, so a minute. Nobody else interrupt. Dre, please go ahead.
All right, Lantis. I know what you're saying, but what I was trying to say before, you just picked the wrong generation to be starting out with. It would have been really cool. I can understand that you would have only wanted to play one game in the series, but I really wish you had picked a different game in the series to start with. Because, yeah, the games don't change enough, at least as far as questing goes. You're still finding 8 badges in every game. And just about every Pokemon fan out there agrees with you, and like I said, even though they agree with you, they still eat up the games. And also, as far as story goes, I really want to get this out there. It's ridiculous at times how important to the plot, or rather how not important to plot, everything else is compared to becoming the Pokemon League champion. For example, in Ruby and Sapphire, which we are talking about here, at one point in the adventure, the world nearly comes to an end. You actually have to save the world. However, that's not the main goal of the game. After you go ahead and save the world, you go back to your main quest of becoming the champion. And it's...
Well, I want to be the very best that no one ever was.
And
Alright.
the
Same
reason...
thing happens in Y.
The reason why I recommend Black and White is because they actually mix things up a little there. Like Faye was talking about with the whole friends thing. Another thing is, while you're still going after 8 badges, that becoming champion is not the end of the game. The end of the game is actually dealing with this organization where there's a real, actual final boss character who is not just some random champion you never heard of before. And it's kind of cool like that.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. So, does anybody else want to take a turn to go around before
Nah.
we move on?
I have one thing to say. Dre,
yeah.
you're a hater.
I am not a hater. Look, it's just
Wow.
No, not you. Dre is.
Oh, what is he hating on?
Wow, look at him
He
rubbing
hates,
up.
he hates Generation 3.
I'm not-
What a hater.
All I'm hating on is Generation 3, which happens to be the main topic. Generation 5 is really interesting. At least the Black, White, and...
Right, and
Okay.
I
That-
get that, but as far as me goes, like the things you say, in your like, telling me why, whichever generation I start on. The thing is, if I start off on the worst generation, if I moved up to another one, right, that should captivate me. The changes, the increasement, the better things being introduced to me, I would think would at least keep me there. But
Have you tried Black and White?
Is that the DS ones?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
the
Yeah.
late ones.
Probably not yet.
Might be recommended to try it out, because
Well-
along with everything else, they also completely revamped the look of the battle system, which is nice, because
Yeah.
the battles
But, I mean,
Boring.
it's-
had
to me.
looked stale for a long time now.
I recommend Y
Okay.
if it's ever like $10.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
move.
That's what I've been
Alright, so
asking
let's
for a
go
while now.
Well, good. Let's
Let's
go on,
let's stop
please.
being Pokemon discriminators.
Oh my gosh. You people really love Pokemon, don't you?
yeah?
I like.
I want to be the very
my-
best.
I like my balls.
Well, someone who else likes balls would be a gay man.
Wow!
H, you really gotta work on this,
segue.
man.
I'm sorry.
I'm
Okay.
so sorry, guys.
Okay, I just had to break it apart, okay?
Okay.
I
had to
understand.
get-
I've been in your
Congratulations.
position.
Well, you could be breaking it apart in a different way, if you know what I mean.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, but yeah, I wanted to talk about the next topic. I knew I had to make a joke to get, to break the ice, so to speak.
I want
So-
dibs after you
So,
introduce
okay,
it.
okay, so there's been a lot of activity in the gaming community
Oh, that's just wrong.
lately.
Well, actually, it's an
What?
actual
No,
term
no,
that
no,
people
no,
use.
yes.
There's a convention called Gamer X or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it actually did happen, and it's not going to happen.
Oh,
again, sadly.
so I just have to say, I gotta laugh at both of you for thinking I was doing something completely wrong.
I didn't think it was wrong. I thought it was cheesy.
Oh, well, shame on you anyway. Anyway, the story is, there are two stories that have a part in this. So the writer of Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon, who is an openly gay writer, he's the lead writer, he was talking about why he thought that AAA games wouldn't have gay lead characters anytime soon.
Yes, ain't that the truth?
And he was talking about, mainly that their fears that sales would be hurt. He mentioned that even though we're not going to have a gay main character for a while, he thinks that change is happening slowly. And of course, change is happening, in there. He said we'll definitely see more of them. We'll look at the choices offered in Mass Effect series, the Fable 3, which I never played and didn't want to. Or
It's also in Fable 2.
Skyrim, Dragon Age 2, Borderlands.
I got beef.
Now, well, the thing is, in
Tomodachi Life.
the list of those, in Mass Effect, Fable, and Dragon Age, in Skyrim,
It's an option.
that's optional. Like that,
Right.
the character isn't gay by default. It is a decision that the character has to make. Now, the character in Borderlands 2, however,
No.
he's actually like legitimately constructed as gay.
Well, here's the thing, though. He was mentioning all of those as the ability for players themselves to make a character, in their playthrough gay, because that way it's a little bit of okay. So we can't overtly say it yet, but we can say it, or just let the player make the choice, and then it's like, oh, well, they decided that they wanted to make their character gay. So that's part of that. Yeah, I do think that everything is happening slowly. It really is
Too
because
frickin'
of
slow.
well, if you want to really think about it, though, everything's been going in the last 10 years. It's been moving really fast. It's been accelerating. Mm-hmm. Now, of course, that's just saying that's just relative time. 50 years ago, black people couldn't be congregating like this.
Black people still
there
have
wouldn't be a
video
Final
games.
Fantasy VII.
And then there would be a Final Fantasy VII. But yeah, so excuse me, relative terms, yes, it is moving a lot faster. 10 years ago, you would hardly see any gay people on TV and stuff like that.
If I can interject real quick,
go ahead. Yes. Round table. Let's go.
All right, I'll go ahead and take it then.
Aww.
The thing is,
Faye, you're next.
Well, the thing is, this needs to be pointed out. I know on the show here I've brought up the game theorist more than once, but he has recently done a video about the whole LGBT community as represented in video games, and hardly ever are they looked at in a good light. Most of the times, that's they're a villain or a bad person or insane or something.
Being effeminate
relief
means you're a villain.
Yeah. So but the thing is, while that's common, then these games that were mentioned previously, and Salvador, the one of the main characters in Borderlands 2, is one of the first examples of a main character for a game that is openly gay, and that's wonderful.
Hold on, I didn't realize that Salvador is gay.
That's the way it should be. It's just kind of a side thing.
Exactly. That's it. There should never be that much of a focus on it. It's just it's who he is, and you accept it as normal and you move on.
No, okay, but I'm sorry to get off track, but how do you know he's gay?
His balls hang lower.
I'm just
Now I've got to look
playing,
it up. But the thing is, it's about time. The thing is, people who make video games, they're in it to make money, right? Mm-hmm. So if they're scared that they're going to have monetary loss for including a gay protagonist, I mean, they have the right to not put it in there.
I'd just like to
But-
say on that note that if it was not a gay person who was saying that, it would be totally going downhill, yelling at that person, that sort of thing, flaming
Right.
and death threats.
Perhaps.
But the
You
thing
love
is,
those
I
homos.
think
But,
You know, that
Yeah.
kind of thing.
But finish your thought, Lance.
Yeah, I'm just saying, as equality spreads through the United States, and that this will become more common, more openly accepted, and become just normal. I think we're gonna get there. It's just gonna be a slow
Yeah.
ride.
Okay, well,
I wish I had
glad to hear
mutant
that.
powers.
Faye, it's your turn.
All right, I constructed a small page. I'm just gonna hit a couple points because reasons. All right, so Lantis touched on my first one. Sexuality does not need to be front stage,
Front and
central
center.
to be a component in a game. Now let's take a look at a game like, let's say it's Dark. What is your game? Dark Space?
Dead
Dead
Space.
Space?
Dead Space. Oh my god, I sound like a house mom.
You mean a domestic engineer?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I don't really play those games because they're scurry, and I don't deal with horror well. But I recall Lantis being like, and you guys being like, there's a woman in the last game and stuff like that, and you wouldn't say she's central to like the plot or anything, like the whole intrigue that's going on. But it's just that the protagonist is a heterosexual white guy. It's the way it is, right?
Yes.
And so you can totally do that with a gay protagonist. It doesn't have to be... The romance does not need to be the central plot. It's just a term of representation. That's what I'm getting at.
Right.
Yeah.
And I completely agree.
But when you say that, it makes me wonder. Okay, so let's say we have let's say we have a homosexual male main character, and not once during the game does anything remotely happen that would make you think, oh, he's gay. What happened? But he is a gay character. But how do you convey to the audience, yes, he is gay? And
Well,
do you have
in
to,
those situations... oh, sorry, you have Word of God.
What?
That's when a creator of a piece of media or anything else just kind of chimes in and tells you, because it might not be centrally relevant to the plot.
Like with
Right.
Dumbledore, for example.
Right. Even though,
Yeah.
it totally showed that he was gay when he was talking about his friend. Just saying.
It's when he touched Harry on the shoulder.
So-
Yeah, go ahead, keep going.
Oh, I'm sorry. I would like you all, for just a second, to imagine a world that's 95% white, probably about 2.5% women, 2.4% black, and 0.10% gay people. This is pretty much the world, the gaming landscape right now, in terms of representation.
I thought it was Vermont.
It could also be Vermont. But black people, and I'm sure Iggs can attest to this, still have problems with representation in games. They're in them more often, but it's usually like this stereotype, just token.
It's generally stereotyped.
Back
like,
on Borderlands, don't you have some
there's-
feelings about that?
I have some good feels about that game.
Borderlands had a really good black character. He
Oh,
was, like,
yeah.
And what
he was a
happened to him in
soldier.
Borderlands 2?
He was a soldier, but he wasn't,
A stereotype, a
he
joke.
wasn't a stereotype. And I understood why they went with that story, because he was a very important character to the world. So I understand why that happened. But in other games, a lot of times the black guys are the ones who are either trying to get a record deal, or they're playing football,
Can I
or
bring
they
up
are
Dead Island?
extremely aggressive. Yes, Dead Island. That's
Oh
what
my
I was-
god.
They're
His
extremely
entire
aggressive.
skill tree is just
Bang!
about
Bling.
smashing things.
Smash!
Yeah, so
The hell,
like
man?
black people get into things, but they usually are like one of those three stereotypes. And if it's a horror movie, they die first,
Of course. Or a, horror game.
or just even action games or action movies.
Yeah,
black
action
guy
games.
dies. The black guy dies first. Like,
Always.
What happened?
Always.
What happened to your boy in Borderlands 2?
let's not talk about that.
He got ripped.
This is about gay people.
Right.
And I just have like
Oh
one
no!
last-
If you're black and gay, you're doomed.
you are basically but
Super
let's-
doomed.
It's like
And a
being a
woman-
helicopter pilot in
Black
Resident
gay
Evil.
women have it the hardest.
Well,
Obviously.
what about Hispanic people?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, black
We
people at
get
least
portrayed
into
as
stuff.
being drug dealers mainly in the GTA franchise, and I think that's pretty much about all we get. Sometimes we
Yeah.
get cool Latino characters, but that's also pretty rare.
Yeah.
But since we're talking about gay people today,
Yeah, but let's just keep it focused.
Yeah.
So, Faye, you had your say.
oh, I just want to make one last point. I'm so sorry.
One last point. Okay.
I was
go ahead.
getting there. I just want to say that gamers with the Y, as a group, we are asked to play as someone in the majority, and we do, and we enjoy the games. We're not going to sit here and be like, I hate this game because there's not a gay character, but we sit here and we have to beg these developers. We love their games. We just want a little bit of representation sometimes, especially where it would be appropriate as in Nintendo's Tomodachi Life.
Oh, yeah.
Without them saying that, oh, it's weird, etc., because they're just cowards and they don't want to lose their money, blah, blah, blah. It's the same old
The best
song
thing you
and
could
dance
possibly
always.
do, really, the most you could possibly do on your end is if there's a game that supports homosexuality or, just the...
It's hard, though, because you want to play games.
You purchase the hell out of it. It's all
Absolutely.
about don't buy games you don't support. Games that you do like that support things you like, you buy them, and you friggin' you vote with your wallet.
But
That's
we're still
the way
a
it's
minority, though, so
Yeah.
it's kind of hard to
Yeah.
vote with the wallet.
Well, the thing is,
basically-
I'm not gay, but I'm gonna support it because it's equal
Okay,
rights.
Macklemore.
You know,
No, just kidding.
Wow. So, but
It's all
basically, I understand what it is. You would like to sometimes play as somebody who represents you. Like, you
Yeah.
can see an avatar of yourself on the screen.
Women have
Like,
this problem. People
like,
of
I'm
color
not-
has this problem.
I am not a middle-aged white dude.
I'm
I
not.
can enjoy games that feature middle-aged white dudes.
I'm not an
But
Asian
it'd
dude
be-
either.
Wait, you're not a middle-aged white man?
No.
No.
All right, we should all leave
Sorry
this
to tell
call
you.
right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry. Black
Did it,
people
okay.
can't
Bye,
leave.
guys.
But okay, yeah, but I have to tell you too that we were talking about how support games and don't support games. There was another story where a developer said, "Okay, why not?" Now this is a developer talking. They made the game Always Sometimes Monsters.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, wouldn't it be great if a gay organization like GLAAD, who has awards, why don't we, instead of being so negative and giving these companies negative feedback, how about we highlight the game companies that do embrace multicultural, multisexual.
Yeah, you see
people.
GLAAD do that a lot with their awards with
But they
TV
don't have
and
a video
movies.
game.
I would love to
category,
see that
though.
added.
So, yeah, so they were saying, okay, well, how about we do it more positively than just saying, oh, these people are bad because they don't have positive gay people.
Yeah, I'm
in their
generally
games.
not like that. I'm just
Right,
sad and disappointed.
Right. So it's the honey over the stick, so to speak.
I like both,
But
if you know what I mean.
Foss, let's keep it going with you, Foss, on the overall topic.
I want to try and not offend anybody, so I'm not gonna say
That's
too
too
much.
hard to do.
Well, yeah.
Well, if I could get away with what I said with Pokemon, I guess.
Well,
you're fine.
I've been kind of bashed on social media for a couple of weeks over things I've said about Tomodachi Life and Tomb Raider.
Oh,
so
Virtual Boy.
And so I'm just kind of like trying to stay away from talking about it, not because I don't want to talk about those issues. I just don't want to get jumped on. But
Well, nobody's gonna jump on you here,
but
oh,
as
except for me.
except
Yeah.
for Lanthus.
but as far as like the AAA titles, games, companies, whatever, you'd think they'd be the first to be willing to like delve into that because they have the most money. You can take a risk here and there
Well,
to see if it works.
Well, the thing is, though, AAA titles are not like $5 million, $10 million things anymore. Like Rockstar spent $250 million on Grand
This
Theft Auto
is too
5.
much of a gamble.
And if they had a gay main character for Grand Theft Auto 5, just openly gay, it would not have made the money.
Well,
That,
what if? All right, what if they
would've-
didn't make him openly gay? What if it was just like kind
well,
of
just gay
hinted
in
at?
general. Well,
Like,
don't know.
I mean, like going back to Faye's whole thing. If it was not harped on, if it was just a matter of fact, it was like mentioned maybe once or twice, and then just
well, I
Bro
don't know.
gamers would bitch, and the game would get petitioned to be boycotted and shut
Well,
down.
yeah, but all that stuff. But Fox, keep going though.
But the thing I see it is like things like this. You need to take certain risks if you want to try and, like, I guess, break into a different segment of a market. And if this is something, if they want to try to put a gay character or something as their main character, then but they're afraid to because of money, I say take the chance on it, and if it doesn't work, then you can go back to the drawing board. But if it does, then you've gained more fans than what you already had to begin with. Like, this whole business thing now is just about taking risks. Like, if you take a risk, you can either get a big reward or you can lose a lot. But back in the day when they started this whole thing, it was a risk just to make video games and
Right.
try to actually make them something that people wanted to do. So, I mean, if you keep sticking the same ideas, it's going to be the same thing forever, and at some point it may just fall on itself. So
Maybe.
I think some companies need to try and try a new idea and see how it works.
Right, but then it comes down to who's going to be the first one to lay down upon the sword, so to speak.
Right. And like, I think that if you can get a bigger company to have a successful game with a gay main character, you'll start seeing more people enter that.
Oh,
but
definitely.
it's one of these big guys that really needs to take the risk and see where it goes.
Huh. Okay. Sounds interesting. Dre.
I
If you
just
will.
find it
Okay.
interesting how Lantis was talking about how your average gay character in a video game, he said they were villains. That just took me by surprise.
just go
It's
look up
true.
the what is it, Game Theorist. It's his most recent video. Like, it was funny because he was originally creating the video to highlight all the positive aspects of it, like not only like the gay scene, but like cross-dressing. He's talking a lot about Final Fantasy with Cloud's whole kind of
Trans
like,
characters
right,
as well.
and it was funny because you see his video. He's like, he talks about as he dug deeper into it, it just got depressing. So, but yeah,
And
good.
he got
I'm not,
flamed to hell and back, so props to him.
yeah. So
Poor guy.
I'm not going to take up a lot of time talking about that video. If you're interested, go watch it. And I think it's
do you
very
know what
insightful.
it was called?
Well, here. Go to somebody else, and I'll look up the video while that's happening.
Well, we're still kind
we
of
were
on
on
me.
Dre.
All right. Well, continue, Dre.
Yeah, thank
It's
you.
not all about you, Landis.
But speaking on like Final Fantasy VII, that's the sort of thing that I think of when I think about gay people in video games. They're overly flamboyant comedic relief or that sort of thing.
Yeah, you see a lot of that, actually. But that makes me wonder, how about some positive gay people? Like, I know, one of the people from, it's not a main character, I guess, but just positive gay people in general in video games. Like, like they said, like, it's slowly going up how the supporting characters who happen to be
I
gay are getting
agree.
better. Like, The Last of Us had a gay character.
I didn't play that game, so
What?
I'm sorry.
The Last of Us had a gay character, but the thing is, you had to look at the
You had to actually look.
the log. You had to look at the log, like his writing, to figure out
Right.
what was happening, and you could look at his just dialogue. He was part of it for a while, and you were traveling with him a little bit, and it was like, okay, well, what's going on here? Like, he didn't say, "I'm here,"
Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah,
have to be like
stuff
that.
like that. Yeah, it doesn't have to be so flamboyantly and out there gay. He was just a gay guy, and shit happened, and
Yeah, I put my
light
shoes
up.
on one at a time.
Well, there was Volgin in Metal Gear Solid 3.
I also didn't play Metal Gear.
It was
Damn
Colonel
it!
Volgin.
I feel so
Volgin?
dirty.
Yeah, I don't even know what the hell Volgin was.
I didn't see him take any interest in the women in the game.
No, he didn't
Could have
actually.
been asexual.
So,
I don't know.
He grabbed Snake's nuts.
Oh, okay, never mind.
well, he was just trying to
Well, he
Okay,
he was having a relationship with
with
Rykov or whatever the other guy's name was.
Yeah, but the reason he did that was actually legit though, because he was trying to make sure that he was the one he was looking for.
Your balls are too small.
Yeah, he
That's
actually
pretty
figured it
interesting
out.
to know someone by the size of their balls.
That's
Wow.
wonderful.
So you see, it can be like that. But Lance, I figured you're back.
Yeah, sorry.
So please tell me.
The video is called "Are Video Games Anti-LGBT?" So look that up.
Right. So Lance, I mentioned a little bit earlier the character from The Last of Us that was
Yeah.
gay. Oh, the gay guy. Okay, you heard of me. Okay.
Right. And other examples are. All right, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say Faye or Dre or somebody. Do you have a character?
I don't play very many modern games anymore, so I can't really say that I can think of any modern games with gay characters.
I tend to latch on to lesbian characters because I relate to that.
Well,
so most of my
I just say
selection
gay.
has been, yeah, I know, sandbox. I know what you mean, but sandbox characters. I can't really think of many in recent games except for the indie game Gone Home, which the main character is not gay, but your little sister is, and you kind of find out her whole deal, and it's a very voyeuristic game about dealing with that being in high school, and this game takes place in the 90s, and just seeing how her parents reacted, I don't know, it was kind of a little too real for me.
What did we do wrong?
Yeah, that's pretty much what they did.
Oh, yeah.
But like when I was going back when I said most of them are labeled as bad guys or whatever, the examples that were pulled out in the video were Birdo, who has Birdo and
character.
Flea, who have sexual
Yep.
identity issues.
Wait, who?
Poison, a bad guy.
Flea from Chrono Trigger
Flea from
and
Chrono
Birdo.
Trigger and Birdo.
Well,
Ashford
Birdo's-
from Resident Evil Veronica, he was mentioned as being gay and also mentally challenged. And an interesting
Nice.
pick was also the Magpies, Magpies or whatever they were called in Mother 3.
Magypsies.
Yeah, they are definitely trans or some kind of
the thing
stuff.
was that they were labeled as aliens. The whole overtone was they were inhuman, like.
Well, they were
Oh
fairies.
god, I never thought of it like that.
Yeah, they weren't human beings. Like it's not normal.
They're actually fairies.
Yeah, like
That's what they are. They're not humans.
yeah,
they're
yeah,
fairies.
and that was the whole thing is that they weren't portrayed as human beings,
Mm-hmm.
So it's
I don't see anything sinister with that though.
Right.
Yeah, I don't either.
Still, thank you though.
Mm.
But yeah, we'll definitely have some more interesting characters over time.
Oh,
So-
well, I can
sorry,
at
go
least
ahead.
cap off this conversation on a good note.
Yeah, I'd
Oh.
love to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah, please.
So this happened. All right, today is the 11th.
Yes,
2
it is.
days ago, Arkansas had lifted the ban on gay marriage. So, in Arkansas,
Props. You're better in Kentucky.
yeah.
You
Well, the
are
thing
very
is,
welcome.
what's really impressive about that is that Arkansas is the first of the Bible Belt to actually openly accept gay marriage as a thing. So,
Oh, thank Bill Clinton.
but that's
Base
good.
Bill
Like the Southeast has always been really hard against this. So seeing finally one of the Bible Belt states, just going ahead and accepting it as
We're going to hell now.
no, it's a good thing, and
No.
I for the first time in a while, I'm actually proud of my state.
So
Dude, I'm
when
proud of
you
you.
when you go into the courthouse
With
like
eggs.
this,
Oh man, I don't know. I haven't chose between.
He's also gonna choose to be a Mormon so he can keep Rachel around.
There we go. Best of both worlds.
Lanta Senpai.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Keikon!
No, don't.
Mantis-san, Ixzion sitting in a tree. Oops.
I'm pregnant.
No!
Oh.
But we use protection.
Yeah.
But that is
Hey.
that is good news.
Yeah, it really is. So, it's spreading over the United States. Eventually, it'll happen, much to the chagrin of
Listen,
everyone.
The thing is,
the gay agenda is coming for you.
well, the thing is,
You
it's
will be
never going to
assimilated.
completely vanish. Just like racism's never going to completely
Yeah,
vanish.
it's so
Yeah.
true. There's so many racist assholes.
Yeah,
Right,
but
so-
the main thing though is to all the legal stuff. Like, it doesn't matter if somebody thinks, oh, I don't like black people, but
They shouldn't be able to
as
vote.
long as they can't discriminate against you and overtly, I guess.
Yeah.
Then I don't really care.
Yeah,
Now,
screw them. Take them
I
to
know this
court.
sounds kind of bad, but which is going to be completely legalized in the United States first, marijuana or gay marriage?
I
Marijuana.
want gay marriage.
Gay marriage is already
Though I
making
feel
a pretty
both
big
should be
impact.
legal.
Yeah,
Marijuana
actually,
has
gay
already been
marriage-
legalized. Some
Some
places.
not
in some
countrywide.
states.
Well, neither
In some
has gay
states.
marriage, but marijuana's
Well,
got a
I
head
think
There's more
start.
gay marriage states.
Yes, but gay marriage has more traction than marijuana, I believe. Plus,
Which is stupid, but
it's also good for gaming in general too, because the more it gets accepted in, over the country, the more likely it is for somebody to, it's like, oh well, it's legal everywhere, so why don't we do X, Y, or Z with gay people, and not say, hey, I'm a gay person. Just like black people don't have to say, hey, I'm black and straight.
Okay, so 18 states have legalized gay marriage. 21 states have legalized weed.
Damn it.
Really? 21?
I thought it
Wow.
was like 2.
Well, some
I thought it was like
is
Colorado and
not
Washington.
For, like some is like
No, yeah, they mean medical use.
right.
Oh, I want recreational only.
Yeah,
That's- you gotta
And
have it
also-
all.
also recreational gay marriage.
Look, it's better than some of the celebrity weddings have been happening recently.
Well, that's fair enough to say. And let's go ahead to the final story, which is going to be just like a minute or so long.
I'm so sorry.
per
Pokemon ate
person.
the podcast.
That's
I
fine.
know, but
I don't mind the length.
Everybody loves
so
Pokemon.
this year
Come on.
is the 25th anniversary of the Konami Turtles games.
Yay!
Like the original ones?
Oh, so
Yeah,
Reshell
the
2 is
entire
coming out?
series. No!
Oh man, it's gonna be great.
No.
They,
Okay,
they like
they-
do like a movie clip of all the games throughout the series. Turtles in Time Reshelled shows up at the end
that would be the worst possible thing. No,
with like a bunch of gold stars on it.
in fact, Konami did not make that game.
They
It
did not.
was,
Ubisoft.
Well, they'll celebrate it anyway.
Ubisoft did it, not Konami. Thank God. But yes, so that is the series that's coming up on its 25th anniversary. Konami did so many great games like Turtles 1 and 2 and 3, and the Hyperstone
Turtles-
Heist.
Turtles 1 was not a great game.
Turtles
No,
1
it
was
wasn't.
actually a terrible game.
Okay, I misspoke. Actually, it was
Yes, you
actually
did.
Turtles 2, 3, Hyperstone Heist, Turtles in Time. Oh God, but they did Tournament Fighters.
Oh,
Well,
Oh God, oh God.
They
Don't
also
throw
did various Game Boy TMNT games. I'm not sure which ones though, and
Yeah, they did.
don't know what they're like.
I played the Game Boy one, like the first one, Fall of
yeah,
the
they
Foot
did.
Clan or something like that.
Yeah, Fall of the Foot Clan. Yeah, it was decent enough for it being Game Boy.
freaking Turtles 2, 3, and 4, or 2 and 3 at least. Some of the best like co-op games you can play on the NES.
Yeah, it's just
2 and
it's
3.
Really,
Like I had a blast playing those with like friends back in the day.
and even now, really.
Yeah.
But it's amazing. There hasn't been a really good Turtles game in a long time.
What about
Turtles Time
the
Show.
one that came out last summer? That was a
With the horrible
from
looking
Shadows
Turtles.
or whatever.
Oh, you mean the one that inspired the Michael Bay look?
Oh God, I threw up. I threw up in my mouth a little
Ugh.
bit.
It's awful.
Oh, people are gonna die
Oh
today.
man. Oh man.
Okay, real quick, I'm going to assign homework for next week for
Oh, really?
for the viewers. You are to look up the game, not Tetris 2, without looking up a video of it being played, and install it and play it. Because right before we started recording this, Dre showed it to us, and it's awesome.
That's right, all 10 of you. Go ahead and go down.
Yeah.
All 3 of you that aren't
Yeah,
us.
maybe 2.5.
Do it.
Yeah, it's
So
called.
the half person is a dwarf.
Yeah.
It's a black person. Actually, 5/8 of a person for the vote.
I thought it was like 3/5.
Yeah,
Oh,
3/5
that was
compromise.
3/5.
Yeah. So a black person is like 3/5 of a white person.
Yeah.
Just a little more than half.
That's
a little more.
pretty fair.
Right.
If they're talking about my dick. Oh!
Now we have to change the rating of the podcast.
Dude,
We
it's
had a
all
rating?
family.
Yeah.
We started.
But does anybody have any last words for, the Turtles games? Just anything at all?
Good times.
A
In
few.
fact, let's do a round table. Last words. Lantis, go.
Good times.
Faye, go.
Turtles in Time. Gay people. Good times.
Dre, go.
Haven't played very many of them. Basically, just Turtles 1, Turtles in Time on Super Nintendo, and Reshelled. That's basically it. Eventually, I'll have to play more.
We'll get on Mame Hub and freaking do it up.
But they've been fun. Fox, go.
Don't really care, but I like the cartoons, the original ones.
Okay, wow, you haven't played any Turtles games. Well,
Oh, I have played them. I just don't really care about the 25th anniversary thing. I just kind of
Okay.
never thought about it.
Well, awesome. I'm glad that you hate my childhood. And, like Michael Bay, you do.
Well, it's 'cause
Whoa!
you're 3/5
Okay,
a person.
come on now.
Okay, I
Keep
guess
the gloves on.
That wasn't fair. Okay, and as for me, I have many, many good memories. That's just a fundamental part of my childhood, and I hope to see another Turtles game sometimes. Oh God, no, I don't. Not with that new. Not with that new.
Not today!
Well, maybe they'll base it off the Nickelodeon show.
A Turtles game in 2015
No,
is
no,
going
no,
to be
no,
just
no.
like
It's
Turtles
just
with
an ass-
exploding shells.
No. It's just.
See?
Michael
No,
Bay's
They're
Ninja
gonna
Turtles.
do rhinoplasty on the new Turtles. It's gonna be Surgeon Turtle Sim 2014.
Well, if they make a new Turtles game based on the Michael Bay look, it's going to be a movie tie-in, and those never do well anyway.
Whew, pretty much. But that's it. I think it's time to call this a MagCast. So
Yep.
It's a
we're gonna go
MagCast.
ahead. Thank you, Dre. All right, so we're calling it here. Everybody, thank you for coming, and we'll catch you next time.
Later.
Bye.
Bye. Reshelled.
Bye.